We like to think we're at the peak of human advancement, but what if we're wrong? What if ancient civilizations had technology and knowledge that rival or even surpassed ours? Throughout history, societies have risen and fallen, leaving behind clues that suggest they were far more advanced than we give them credit for. Today, we'll explore 5 civilizations that may have been more advanced than us. Let's get started. The Indus Valley Civilization. Over 4,000 years ago, the Indus Valley Civilization thrived in what is now Pakistan and northwest India. While many ancient civilizations struggled with chaotic city layouts, these people mastered urban planning with a precision that wouldn't be seen again for thousands of years. Their cities, including Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, were built on a grid system with wide, straight streets, something we associate with modern city design. But the most impressive feature, an advanced drainage and sanitation system. Every house had access to a private well and bathroom with wastewater flowing into underground sewers. This level of public hygiene was far ahead of its time, and in some ways, even ahead of some modern cities today. The Indus people also had a standardized system of weights and measures, showing a sophisticated understanding of mathematics and trade regulation. Their metallurgy skills were equally impressive, producing copper and bronze tools with incredible precision. Despite these advancements, this civilization mysteriously disappeared around 1300 BCE. Could it be that they had knowledge that we've lost? The more we uncover about the Indus Valley, the more we realize just how advanced they really were. If we think the Indus Valley civilization's engineering was impressive, wait until we look at a society that mastered astronomy with unbelievable accuracy. The Mayans. We often admire modern observatories for their ability to track celestial bodies, but the Mayan civilization had an astronomical knowledge that continues to amaze scientists. They created detailed star charts, tracked planetary movements, and even predicted solar eclipses with astonishing accuracy. What's truly fascinating is that their calculations of the solar year were actually more precise than those used in some modern calendars. And they did all of this without telescopes. Their engineering skills were just as remarkable. In cities like Tikal and Palenque, they built massive stone structures without metal tools or the wheel. Even more impressive, they developed advanced water filtration systems using quartz and zeolite, materials still used in modern filtration today. How did they achieve such technological feats? The Mayans left behind more questions than answers. And the more we study them, the more mysterious they become. But while the Mayans mapped the stars with incredible precision, the ancient Egyptians may have unlocked an even more shocking secret, one that some believe hints at their knowledge of electricity. The ancient Egyptians. When we think of ancient Egypt, we think of massive pyramids, gold-covered tombs, and hieroglyphs carved into stone. But what if they also had electricity? Inside the Temple of Dendera, an ancient carving appears to depict something similar to a light bulb. Known as the Dendera light, the image shows a figure holding a long glass-like tube with a snake-shaped filament inside, much like a modern bulb. Some theorists believe the Egyptians may have harnessed electricity, possibly using something like the Baghdad battery, a 2,000-year-old clay jar that may have functioned as a simple battery. Then there's the Great Pyramid of Giza itself. Some researchers speculate that it wasn't just a tomb, but a massive energy generator. Originally, it was covered in polished limestone, which could have allowed it to conduct energy. Inside, the use of granite may have created a piezoelectric effect similar to how modern energy devices generate power. Whether or not the Egyptians truly had electricity, one thing is clear. Their knowledge of architecture, engineering, and possibly even energy was far ahead of its time. But while the Egyptians were possibly channeling energy, another civilization across the world had mastered an entirely different field: water engineering on a massive scale. The Liangzhu culture. For a civilization that thrived over 5,000 years ago, the Liangzhu culture of China had an incredible understanding of hydraulic engineering. Recent excavations have revealed a massive water management system with dams, canals, and reservoirs that controlled floods and supplied water to their cities. These structures were so advanced that they resemble modern flood control systems. What's even more astonishing is that the Liangzhu people redirected entire rivers to protect their cities. This required precise calculations and large-scale engineering, something we often associate with much later civilizations. The scale of their water infrastructure suggests they understood environmental adaptation in ways that were thought impossible for their time. And yet, around 2300 BCE, the Liangzhu civilization vanished overnight. There is no evidence of war, invasion, or disease. Some researchers believe a massive flood wiped them out, but could they have known about an environmental catastrophe we've yet to understand? The mystery of the Liangzhu remains unsolved, but their advanced engineering skills prove they were far more sophisticated than previously believed. However, they weren't the only civilization creating massive, complex structures. On the other side of the world, an ancient society in the Americas was building pyramids just as old as those in Egypt. The Caral civilization. Most of us assume that pyramids originated in Egypt, but across the ocean, the Caral civilization in Peru was building them at the same time, if not earlier. Dating back to around 3500 BCE, the Caral built massive pyramids in the Supe Valley, making them one of the oldest civilizations in the Americas. The structures weren't just ceremonial, they were part of a complex society that included irrigation systems, musical instruments, and possibly even an early writing system. One of their most fascinating creations was the quipu, a system of knotted cords used for record keeping. Essentially an ancient data storage system. Some researchers believe the quipu was an early form of binary code, hinting at an advanced understanding of information processing. Despite all these achievements, the Caral civilization also disappeared mysteriously. What happened to them? The more we learn about Caral, the more it challenges what we thought we knew about ancient history. We often assume that modern civilization is the most advanced that has ever existed, but history tells a different story. From perfectly planned cities to massive energy projects, these ancient cultures had knowledge that still puzzles scientists today. Did they simply figure things out before us? Or is their lost knowledge waiting to be rediscovered? What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.